Okay, hello everyone. So I've already posted everything on the weekend for the whole week. So let's check out actually the news for this week. All right, so we've got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So we've got non-farm payrolls coming up. As you can see, we're going to have a busy week. Okay, so check out the swing days and the swing hours for the whole week and plan accordingly as we go day to day with the news. All right, so let's take a look at what we've got. So today, here's gold low. Start with the weekly, and in fact the monthly. Why? Because it's a new month, and here's a new month. All right, so maybe as you can see, we can dip down to retest these levels again, maybe, which is 2,565, 2,495. Let's see, 63, that's the lowest, 2,495. We'll keep it on the radar. And what else? We've got 2,543. So this 2,543 on the monthly, let's see. We have to mark these levels. Why? Because if the market does start pushing down, we'll have our targets in place. So we need to know that. We need to have a 56 because I'm also going to check the weekly. So 56 is going to be here. And then we've got, what was it, 65? Yep, 65 on the monthly. All right, so let's put one there as well. That's your 65. All right, so this zone is on the monthly. If we get down, let's take a look at the weekly. Now on the weekly, we've got 49, which is 2,562. So that's pretty close to that 65, 2,562. So this zone is on the weekly and the monthly. Let's take a look at the daily. And on the daily, we've got 43 all the way down into 40 to 38. So we've got, let's get rid of this. Okay, remember this, the swing day. I did say market pulling up into this zone, swing day pushing it down. Okay, so this is a good setup if you're following all the analysis. Okay, so if this does eventuate, we should dip down here, probably break that and come and sweep lower. And then that 2,495 may look logical. So let's first of all see where that 43 is. I'm going to have to get rid of this, aren't I? Yes, I am. Okay, so 2,616, 2,612, 2,612 is there, 2,616 is here. So these are going to be your first targets. So it looks like the market's going to push down, oops, a little bit. Going into the lower end, 2,597.87 on the daily. So we have 2,597, $2,587 here. All right, so we do have room to come down. Now on the weekly, that's going to be too far out. 2,556 on the price, 2,556 will bring us into this zone, which is fine. On the daily, we've already broken. On the monthly, 78, 2,754, 2,754. is way up there. We'll put it in there because if the market does want to go up now, we've got a target. Why? Because that's going to be a good buy kiss for us. Where's the 2,754 zone here? Okay, and when we're going to decide on that, if we decide to break upwards. So what can we do? First of all, if the market does come back up here, we can sell off. Thursday, Friday, as you know, markets were closed and early closure happened, so I didn't put any videos there. But what can we do now? So if the market comes up into the daily and the weekly, we can sell off again. The market hasn't closed below that. As you can see, this is a stop sweep, I think. It hasn't even done a stop sweep. Okay, so if we go back up, selling down again, I think is okay to push it further into this zone. If we get back up into this zone, 2,690, then we'll think about selling again. And then we've got 54, like I said, is around here, okay, which was on the monthly goodbye. So we'll see how that pans. But this, as you can see, is a flag formation. I talked about this before, and that's your sell-off there. And that's the swing day. Remember, swing day, boom, pull back, boom. All right. So if you want to sell again, I think that's legit. We can do that. If the market pushes up into the daily, the weekly, slight gap here, not big. So selling from these highs of last week or a stop sweep from the last week is okay. If you want to buy, I wouldn't do so unless we got to at least one target. Yeah, at least we got to one target around this 2,600 zone. Okay, if you want to buy, I think the closest it's got to be down here somewhere. All right, the market closed below the low of Friday, so it is, you know, it's looking bearish. Okay, but at the end of the day, we're still not below the low of last week. But selling, I think, is okay if we go up into the daily pivot or close thereabouts to push down. I wouldn't want to do any buying around here, because we've got the breakdowns. Okay, so we've got the breakdown on a monthly. You don't want to stand in front of a PST breakdown. Weekly, we've got a target down there going towards 49. I think buying it is okay around here. Okay, when we get to 2,562 zone, if you take a look at the daily, yeah, that's like 2,562 is going to be down here, you see, in that zone. So this is the earliest, but in my opinion, we should break down lower. Okay, this is in the middle of the channel, as you can see, bottom, top, mid channel. It's going to be chop. Okay, but if you want to sell here, just wait for a pullback and then sell off. Maybe around 2,636 is also an option. Let's see, which is just above there, and the market's already kind of done that here. All right, so pullbacks, okay to sell. Let's take a look at the euro dollar new month. Okay, so new month, we'll probably want to push this forward. We've got targets earliest is 1.0250. All right, so we can head into 1.0250, 0177. And I think those are, you know, levels the market can probably go down into, which coincides well with what we want to do. So the resistance for the week, 38. If it breaks above 1.06, don't stand in front of it. 1.0597 is there. So if it breaks above that, don't stand in front of it. You can see there's a sharp fall here. So we have to check it out. Let's just do this 15-minute chart here. Okay. And that's the weekly pivot, and we're below that, and we're below the low of Thursday, Friday. So it is bearish. If we get back up to the opening or the daily pivot, I think selling is okay to do so. All right. Let's take a look at the daily as well. Yes, like selling down here, because this is looking now like a runner, you see, runner. And if you take a look at your swing days, Monday's not looking like a bad idea, and we can do that for Monday. Okay, so because Monday is a swing day, so we're up here pushing down, doesn't look like a bad idea at all. And on the weekly, we're right there at that resistance level, so that 38 level is still on the cards. If it does a way back into 1.0597, let's get rid of that so we don't get confused. Selling again is an option, but I think any pullback up, even to the opening and the daily pivot, are good to sell off if the market does that. Okay, that's my opinion on that, because on the monthly we've got room to come down. On the weekly we've got room to come down 24, 1.0065. That is way down. Okay, let's see on the daily what we have. So you can mark these levels: 1.0360, 1.0460. Okay, kind of like targeting. And this should kind of like push further down, in my opinion. And then we should look for a reversal from those lows. All right. And let's see. Yeah, we might have some room to come back down here. 0360 zone again to retest. Let's take a look at SP 500 on the monthly. Markets closed up nice and strong, right on the PST level. Can we come back down to a goodbye kiss? That's 5912. Let's check out the weekly. We're weekly resistance level here, so this isn't a bad place to sell off. SP 500 indices, we do have a Monday, so if I was to do this, so the market's up there, so this zone is like a, as you can see, swing day zone, but check out the swing days, remember? Okay, just check out the members area. It's going to be more than that. Okay, let's get rid of these. And yep, there we go. All right, so selling down from here into the 57, which is 5,993, 5,996, 5,981. So 5,981. Is here. And we've got 96, which is going to be there. All right, so we've got room to come down, as you can see. Okay, sharp move up and then selling off. So continuing that sell-off is not a bad idea. And on the swing days, if we are on the highs, you can do that. Okay, and that might take us to the later swing day that will be coming up later on. So let's take a look at this weekly. Once again, you're targeting there 61.5940 for the week. 5940 for the week is going to be down here. All right, so that's the target zone there. If it starts to push down, we could find ourselves all the way there for the next swing days coming up. Let's take a look at, so if you want to sell, what do you want to do? You want to sell the highs. If it breaks above the high and closes above and starts mucking around here, don't stand in front of it. Why? Because resistance at 69, which is 6,045. So you want to put a ceiling where you could make sure that you could cover yourself. All right, so the market shouldn't close above that. If it closes above that and starts mucking around above it, don't stand in front of it. It's obviously, bullish. If you think about it, the trend is up. Okay, so as you can see, the trend is up, but they've sold here before, and on a swing day, I don't mind selling here again. Okay, with proper risk management modules. But I did highlight this zone here from last week, as you know. Why? Because it's the top of the channel, and we still got room here. Okay, so you just want to make sure you're in this zone here. All right, and that's basically it. Okay, let's do that. Now let's take a look at Dow Jones, Nasdaq, Bitcoin. All right, so let's take a look. Dow Jones. Come on, mate. Rightio. Okay, so that's Dow Jones on the weekly, nice and up around the top of the channel. Now this is the weekly. Let's start with the monthly though. All right, so the first place will get support if this wants to keep pushing up is going to be the LCL1, which is 44,679. 44,679 is going to be there, all right, which is also stop sweep. So I'm going to get rid of this, okay, and this is the market so far. Let's get rid of this as well. Okay, so as you can see, the month is still going up, okay, and then we've got the weekly. Now the market is 70.72, 44,947, 44,947, which is pretty much that daily pivot, okay, which is fine, just here, all right. So this zone is the first resistance, and that's what the market has done, all right. So the weekly is right there. Now this 72 is 45,488. 45,488 might be a heads up for a sell-off. Okay, so we'll see how that goes. But today is a swing day. Now, if you take a look, okay, today is the 2nd of December. If you take a look at last week, right, you'll also note we had a Thursday, okay, but the Thursday market was closed, all right, so I didn't do any videos there on Thursday and Friday because the market was closed. There's nothing to do. It was Thanksgiving, so you should not have been mucking around in the market unless you're scratching for trouble, okay. And this week, Monday is a day we're going to have to keep an eye out for. If the market breaks below that, we'll have room to push further down. The support for the week will be on that line, which is 63, which is 44,159. 44,159 is about there. So the market coming down a little bit is good. On the daily, where are we at? Oh, nice. So this being a swing day as well, I think today and tomorrow. Okay, remember the days you got to look out for. Okay, the market there. Now the resistance on the daily is 74. 45,189 is also good. 45,189, good to sell off if the market gets there. 45,189. So it's kind of like there and slightly higher. Okay, that could be a stop sweep to sell off, but selling you're going to have to look for swing day sell-offs if we're at the highs, which is where we're at. Okay, so there you go. And a target up 59 if it starts to break down is 44,521. 44. $521, so this is going to be a daily level. All right, there. Well, there you go. Okay, so pretty much the previous week low as well. So look out for this zone. If we break down, also a pull up to resell is not a bad idea if the market is looking for lows. Now this week is a special week. Okay, so be mindful, especially towards the weekend. All right, we're going to have some volatile moves. Friday is not just news week. There are events there that will trigger stuff off, okay, which will influence next week's trade as well. So we could find ourselves at like high levels this week and next levels where we can, like, the market want to be selling off, giving us signs like we want to boom, sell kind of stuff. Okay, if we're at the highs. So, but until Friday, you just need to understand it's going to be a little tricky. So be mindful. And then I think next week we'll have a better kind of position and understanding of what's going on. But I don't mind selling the highs because we are there as well. Now this is NASDAQ. Remember with NASDAQ also impulse wave flag formation. So once again, here we are. Now this is a breakout. So I say when there's a breakout, don't stand in front of it. Monthly, nice though. Look, okay, this is nice. This is actually scary because it's a cone. And I hate cones because it just gets messy. So what to do? With the NASDAQ, obviously we're at a monthly resistance, so I don't mind selling off the highs just like with the other indices. I really don't. Okay, so on the monthly, as you can see, we're right on there, which is 75, 20,935. So 20,935 is just done here, as you can see, right? So this is all done. And that's basically it. So selling the highs, I don't mind doing. Just that on the daily, which I'm going to show you in a minute, there's a breakout. So 66, 21,460 is a resistance. 21,460, which is, oh my God, it's too far out. 21,460 on the weekly is a resistance. All the way up there. So if we do break out, don't stand in front of it. Well, the daily has broken out, but on the monthly we're at the resistance. And big fish eat little fish. This is why the bigger time frame, okay, is stronger, and we are like at peaks there. So we'll have to see how this is going to pan out. The trend is still up, okay, and we have a daily breakout on the PST. So two things can only happen here. We're either going to go with the monthly and sell off, which I don't mind doing because the other indices are also at tops, okay? Or you're going to say, well, I'm going to wait for this thing to like pan out a little bit before I do anything, which is also doable. What does that mean? Well, if the market dips back under that 57, which is 20,907, 20,907, which is there. Right, let's say 20,900. The market starts to break down, starts to close below these levels. Then we can check things out. Okay, then selling is not a bad idea. There's a gap below the weekly pivot. So if you're day trading, selling in any case for, day trade is okay at trading hours to push it down, take some money off the table and get out. But do it on the upper end of the PST if you're using it. And not just anywhere, okay? And that's basically it, okay? So if we want to push it down, we can. And on the daily, then it could go into 51, which is 20,746. So we just have to find a direction on this one. And because there's a daily breakout, it's a little tricky. 2476. 2476 is going to be somewhere around there. Okay, so that's going to be on the daily there. So there is room to come down. It's just that I don't like PST breakouts to stand in front of them, so you might just want to wait for this. You can also wait for the next swing day. As you know, these two swing days in the beginning of the week are important. According to that, maybe we'll get to the further one down the line. But if you're really keen on doing trading on the indices, looks like SP 500 and Dow Jones might be a better option. Now Bitcoin, as you can see, now we've got sideways market formation here. Last week I did say don't buy the tops. The earliest you could buy, I did say, was this green rectangle, and that's what the market did. If you were looking for a swing day, that's your swing day there. I think it was. That is what, the 27th, which happens to be a Tuesday. Okay, we had Monday. Yes, so that was, I think that was Monday then. All right, so that must have been the case. That's the 27th, which is a Wednesday, sorry. That's the Monday. So Monday was a swing day, okay, on Bitcoin. And then we had Wednesday for a swing day. Okay, so that's your Monday going down, Wednesday going up. Okay, and then coming into Saturday, which is your Saturday is right there. Okay, so Saturday, as you can see, is that one there. Okay, so now with your swing days with Bitcoin, if you're going to trade this, if you're day trading it, okay, so what you've got to do is basically follow it through. Okay, now as you can see, that's a good buy kiss on the daily. Let's start with the monthly to see where we're at. This is December, right? We're right at the top there, and I talked about this level. So the market coming back to fill in some gap is not a bad idea. And this kind of big push-ups, as you know before, has led to some sour pull downs, like here, like big up move, and then a big down move on the monthly. So, it's a bit tricky. You see? Big up move and then boom down move, so we have to be a little careful on Bitcoin, but that target is done. And on the weekly, we're right on the sell-off, 78 97943 97 99 9 743, well, somewhere around there. Okay, 743, so 99,743. So the market, as you can see, has already done that, and there we go, 78 97,943 97,943. I'll keep that there because that was on the monthly. 97,943, which is just pretty much, whoops, there. All right, which the market, as you can see, has done. Okay, so on the daily as well. Now on the daily, we still got this breakout. Okay, so this is a bit tricky because we don't want to stand in front of it. This is a place where the market can buy, which is 59.96,213. So if you're day trading, no selling here. Okay, these zones are like okay for day trading buying. Okay, why? Because it's day trading, you want to get in and out. With this kind of stuff, no buying at the tops and holding. Just don't do that. This is a place where the market should take profit. Okay, if the market, because we've got this impulse maybe, we're going sideways, right? If you want to buy again safely, you've got to wait for at least back into the green box, or slightly higher back into this zone. Okay, so this is like the minimum. Okay, but you can see this thing hasn't broken above, so there's a probability and a highly one to break down and to come lower. Okay, so you can wait for a new setup, because with Bitcoin we don't have a swing day today. All right, with Bitcoin, we don't have a swing day today, so you might just relax and wait for that swing day to eventuate before you do anything. So I wouldn't recommend anything here. The support, the other one is 55, which is 94,870. These are only okay for day trading. 94,870. Only for day trading. All right. Other than that, this zone is like a resistance zone, as you can see. If the market does buy and break out, then you've got room to go up. Okay, then you've got room to go up. If it doesn't do that though, like I said, don't muck around with it. How do you know that might happen? There. Okay, this is it. You can see there's a huge divergence there. Okay, huge divergence. You see there was power there, not a lot of power there. So this is like going up to a target and it's like, yeah, we're going to sell you off now for profit kind of thing. So I'm going to get rid of that. And that's it. So selling the highs, I think, is a better option if you're going to trade it on this one.